Uh, oh yeah, dude. I really wanted to talk about something though on XDefiant. With that being said, um, hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. I saw a tweet thread last night where I'm like, dude, what are we talking about? I feel bad for the XDefiant. I really do feel bad for the XDefiant devs because, bro, they really just all the people that were feeling misery and despair over first-person shooters in general. XDefiant essentially just took all their attention away from whatever game they were complaining about, and they all came to XDefiant to complain about this game. Like, XDefiant is like AA for FPS haters. I don't know how to describe it other than that, bro. I really don't. Because these people are miserable, dude. And listen, man, normally I'd pander for the audience to be on my side so that they don't hate me and they want to hang out because I don't want them to be offended and then everybody's mad at me. I'm kind of over that sometimes. I'm going to still do a little pandering every now and again. But like, yo, I saw this thread and I could not believe my eyes, dude. I really did. And I'm 31, bro. So hold up. Let me find this. Is this working? Okay, let's find this. Was it even on the XDefiant subreddit? Okay, this is what I'm talking about right here, bro. They said that this kind of player is insufferable. Bro, listen to me, man. We got to read the comments. And even if I try to approach this conversation the right way, because I don't even consider this pandering, but listen, if you are on XDefiant, if you're an XDefiant player and you're on this thread and you're on Reddit, you're probably not going to hear this anyways because it would get clipped out of context to all hell. Actually, this is not going to be out of context because I actually mean everything that I'm about to say. Yo, look, man. This ain't even this. Bro, you guys don't want to play an arcade shooter. All right? I'm telling you. If 1,300 of you guys upvoted this and said this kind of player is insufferable, I have so much to say that I don't even know how to start. I have so much to say watching this video and just reading the comments. I don't know where to start. Look, man, are the bunny hops afterwards like annoying as to look at? Maybe. Do I think that there needs to be some sort of movement? All right, this is where we should start. I don't think. Look, if they incorporate, which I know they're going to do in this next update, some sort of penalty for jumping as often as that player just did in that clip, maybe it makes the game better. I don't know. It could. It very well could. Okay? But in my eyes, where people's biggest complaints with verticality and like advanced movement in Call of Duty was exactly what I just said, the verticality aspect of it. And they slowed Call of Duty down to a snail's pace in Warzone 2 and the last Call of Duty. And let me tell you, brother, I thought that I wanted something slower because the advanced movement Call of Duty put me in the retirement home. I played that. It was miserable, dude. It was terrible. I don't think what this player did beyond like the extracurricular jumpings, the extra jumps, yes, we can complain about it. This right here, brother, if you just don't like video games, man, if you think this is a problem. He had his back to you. You started shooting at him, he reacted, he went one way and jumped while shooting the other way. To me, it's like you don't want to play an FPS if this is what, or there's got to be an FPS for you somewhere else, man. Like maybe Rainbow Six Siege where everybody moves a little bit slower, or like Valorant on keyboard mouse, or I'm trying to actually be rational and offer you like some sort of solution, but I just don't think you like XDefiant to begin with, man. The one thing that I love about XDefiant out of anything that we've had is the movement, brother. Like the fact that you have momentum at all times almost, to me, it's not too much and it's not too little. Like I actually feel satisfied when I'm running around the map and getting into gunfights. I feel like I can outplay somebody in the middle of a gunfight if they're not one that plays enough to be as good as I am. And it's just like, do you want the games that you play to have a skill gap or not? Because I'll tell you what, if there's no skill gap, then all you're doing is participating. And I wish that this is the only time where I wish I was recording like a YouTube video, because I want to sit here and like collect my thoughts and deliver this the right way. But everybody complaining about this clip in this thread is insane. And that's just my perspective. Clearly, they have their own. And I'm not saying that I'm right and you're wrong. You'll probably tell me that you're right and I'm wrong. But like, the first upvote with 500 likes is, it's not the jumping that's the issue, which is what I thought everybody was complaining about. It's air strafing. He jumps left and midair instantly swerves to the right. Why wouldn't you want somebody to be able to do that? I mean, it's really not hard to continue to shoot that guy. I just don't get how XDefiant has like advertised that they are like an arcade shooter, a different take on like a Call of Duty-esque game. Nobody wants to play a game that is just moving. If they slow this game down or like brought the pace down to like 50%, the game would be dead within a week. I truly believe that. Where I'm at in my life and the games that I like to play, there needs to be some sort of stimulation. There needs to be some sort of fun with the movement, and I'm so afraid of what they're about to do with this game. I'm pretty sure like Apex has penalty for jumping too much, right? Like I think if you're like, or maybe I'm remembering, maybe it's Call of Duty, that like if you jump too much, like it starts slowing down, or you're crouch spraying up and down, crouch spamming, I mean. But the lead developer, Mark Rubin and Aches, I've seen them already tweet about it. They're telling people to just wait. They're changing this. Maybe not exactly the air strafe that people are talking about in this first clip, but they're going to have a penalty for jumping too much or spamming jump. I mean, yeah, bro, like if every gunfight is somebody just bunny hopping over and over and over and over and over, like, yeah, does it kind of look stupid? Sure, but this just kind of goes back to my biggest issue with like Call of Duty buffs and nerfs, right? This is maybe these aren't one and the same, but it's like, I was talking to one of my buddies about it the other day. It's like everybody was complaining about getting the meta changed up for competitive COD, like the MCW and the rival. And I was certainly one of those people. I don't even know if I was necessarily about how good those guns were, but it was more so I just wanted more guns unrestricted in ranked, because we're not on stage, we're not playing in the CDL. A long time ago, I would have argued that we want the game to be exactly like it is on stage in ranked, so that people fall in love with competitive COD. It's kind of crazy.
Anonymous
I used to say that all the time, and now my perspective on it's kind of shifted a little bit.
When good players find a way to abuse their strafing, it is significantly harder to kill a guy gliding in the air. The aim goes away, making it very difficult for someone to kill.
Yeah, no, I'm not missing the point, bro. I think you're missing my point. And I'm certainly not delivering this the right way, Anonymous. I appreciate the $10, dude. Yeah, I hope they abuse it, bro. People abuse the best things in that they can find in a game, bro. That's just what games are. Uh, but yeah, we complain about the meta in Call of Duty. I wanted more guns, but what they ended up doing is like nerfing the rival, and they nerfed the MCW, and they still ended up being the guns that people use for the meta. You know what I mean? Like we are still using the MCW and the rival. So I'm like kind of annoyed that they even changed the guns at all, because I'd rather them be at full power than whatever the they turned them into. And I know they just buffed them again, but sometimes like you complain about something and then I regret it immediately because they end up delivering something that we complained about, and it just makes the game worse. I don't have the answers. Like maybe what they're going to do with this jumping penalty or whatever, however they change the movement, is going to be better for the community. I can be completely off base and completely wrong here. I know that. All I'm saying is anytime you tempt fate with a developer complaining about something and then they go change it, you realize what they just gave you is actually worse than what you had, and then the game's even in a more terrible place. I don't think that movement has been a problem at all in this game. I really don't. I played it for like 12 hours every day for like a week, and I was having a ton of fun. And honestly, I'm already turned off to the idea that they are going to be changing the movement. And I'm trying not to blow it out of proportion.
tipped $10. That buff jumping to twice as high, twice as fast, and make bullets do twice as much damage while in the air.
I can't. Yo, first of all, Temper, thank you very much for the $10 donation, bro. The buff jumping twice as high. You want them to go OD, huh? I'll fuck with that. You want them to go even more so. People wreck games by complaining. Yeah, bro. I mean, listen. Did I say hi, Dad? Dad, we love you. Good to see you. And I know I still gotta call you, bro. I've just been busy, dude. I'm just dead at the end of the day. It's no excuse. I'll call you. I just think people need to be very careful of what they wish for, dude. The best games in the world have been made by accident. Like, let me tell you this, dude. L Sun, fuck you guys. Don't tell me an L Sun. Yo, hey, for anybody saying L Sun too, I'm actually not crashing out on this. Listen, do I need to call my dad? Absolutely. But I don't want it to get twisted here, brother. You want to know why I don't like talking on the phone? It's because of my dad. Bro, somebody would call the house. It'd be like my mom's mom, my grandma. And my dad would like, oh, don't answer it. I'm not here. My dad was the same fucking way, whether he wants to admit it or not. When my dad was in his 30s, you think he wanted to talk to anybody on the phone? It has nothing to do with my dad. I love him to death. And when we get on the phone finally, I love talking to him. It's the idea of getting on the phone that just stops me from doing it, bro. My dad would hand the phone to my mom every time. He'd be like, no, I'm not here. Oh, no, if Big Tom called, I'm not here. So, listen, don't call me an L Son because the apple don't fall far from the tree, all right? My dad was the same way, and I get now that he's retired. He's a little bit older. The older part don't have nothing to do with it. But, like, the version of my dad where he's, like, calling everybody on the phone and talking and shit, that is not what my dad used to be, brother. He just got more time on his hands, and I know he wants to see and talk to us, and I'd love talking to him. I really do. Hand to God, I wouldn't even lie about it. It's just, you know, he'll call me randomly throughout the day. I'm like, fuck, dude, I got something I got to do right now. Is it ever important enough to, like, ignore the call? Probably not, but in my head, it feels like it. I'm going to call you, Dad. We love you. Man the fuck up and call your dad. Multitask. Man the fuck up and understand that you don't know my dad as well as I do. So suck me. You're not a sub, bro, so you can't joke around with us like that. And now I just lost my train of thought, and I had a really good point to make, dude. Fuck me. Or I thought it was a good point. This isn't good. Game devs, XDefiant movement. I lost it, bro. People complaining. Fuck me. Oh, no. Games made. Oh, yeah. Oh, games made on accident. Yo, Heinrichs, you're the goat. Listen. I need you guys to think about this example, because in my head it makes sense right now. I've never used it before. I've never really thought about it, but if game development existed in the way that it does today, with how much the community pressures devs to change their game, it's funny, bro. I think a lot of the pressure the Call of Duty community has put on COD over the years is well deserved. There are things that it's almost like they don't play their own game when they make changes. And I actually think Call of Duty is getting a little bit better, though. I think they're getting a little bit better at embracing like the community with the things that they've added to Warzone and all this. But if game development existed the way that it does today, back when Halo 2 was released, that game would have never been as popular as it was, or it never would have been what I remember it as today. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and it was one of my favorite games because of like the glitches that it had and the things that you could abuse, man. And I know that sounds insane, but it's true. Like if they would have removed like super jumping, if they would have removed super jumping from Halo, I might not be here today, like with my career in gaming. If they would have removed like the noob combo with the plasma pistol and the BR, who knows, man? Maybe I would have got bored of it more easily. You know, there was so many things that was like just so beautiful about like the flaws that were accidents. Like me exploring outside of the map while butterflying up. Like if I were 31 playing the game now and somebody super jumped out of the map and I couldn't kill him, I'd be tweaking, of course. But for me back then, it was like the coolest thing in the world. Sometimes accidents make the game what it is. And it sounds like the movement that they have right now wasn't intentional. And maybe, again, the change that they're about to make to the movement is not going to be that detrimental to the game. But I'm already nervous for them to change XDefiant movement at all because I love what it is now. And I'm certainly less excited to think about what it's going to become because of them having like a jump penalty. I thought everything was perfect. Like the things that I would be changing right now with XDefiant is trying to fix like server connectivity and maybe change the sound of the hit markers. But I actually think the game is amazing, and I'm terrified of what these people are going to pressure the studio to do. This has like 1,400 upvotes. This is a small subreddit. The amount of people that are on this subreddit that agree with this scares the living shit out of me. It does, bro. You know how people have been saying, like, go woke, go broke? Bro, if you cater to casuals, your game is going to fail. I truly believe that. That might not be one size fits all, but if you if you cater to casual players and try to keep everybody happy and make everybody happy, you're going to ruin the game. And again, bro, I'm sure somebody could come up with something that can prove that statement from me wrong, but I genuinely believe that. I really do. And I think at the end of the day, there's no way to keep a game perfect either. It's like Fortnite is a pretty good is like probably the best argument you could think top of mind in my head.
Little updates like CS:GO versus frequent updates like Fortnite.
Like Fortnite for me, the skill ceiling is what ruined the game for me. So I'm kind of like arguing the opposite. But then they came up with the solution of just giving everybody a playlist where there's no building. And I think that was probably like a really good solution. I don't know what the right answers are. And I think game development is really hard, and managing a gaming community is very, very difficult. And it's easy to sit back here and like try to say what's right and what's wrong. But this is a plague, brother. And XDefiant subreddit, I know that you guys are going to be uptight and mad at me and I probably sound like a bro, but the fact that 1,500 people, like, look at the amount of traction these threads get. 11, 17, 41, 83. I cannot believe 1,400 people banded together on this arcade shooter to complain about this guy just slamming this kid. I mean, brother, you got slammed. And again, maybe visually, bro, it just strikes a nerve with you seeing this guy jump over and over after the fact. But there was like a jump and a half that got you killed. And like the strafe jump was actually really impressive, bro. Look at this. This guy, you got slammed, dude, for real. And I'm sure there's going to be, oh, you got slammed by Banks. I did, brother. 100%. But there's got to be a winner. There's got to be a loser. And this guy used the movement of the game to kill you. And that's just how the world works. Yo, Temper, thank you so much for the what do you think makes the difference between a successful game with little updates like CS:GO versus frequent updates like Fortnite? Man, I'll tell you what, dude. I don't think that there's anybody that can sit here and tell you with full confidence that they know what makes a hit game, bro. Making games is, from my experience, is just really, really hard. Like, you never really know like why people catch on to something. I mean, to me, like the movement and the way the gun shoots, and I don't know, I can come up with some semblance of an answer, but you just need fluidity. I mean, that's why Call of Duty has existed and has been around for as long as it has, dude. It truly is. Like, it's just the fluidity of the game is, and the fluidity of
Poor
Counter-Strike.
Hantine tipped $10. I don't think people really know what they want, so they complain. Get what they complained for and then complain some more. Love the streams, you are comedy and a great guy. Good luck with all your future endeavors.
Quarantine, that was it. You're just like the nicest guy ever, bro. Thank you very much for the dono. And I agree. I don't think people know what they want, so they find something to complain about. I agree with that. It's just a dangerous game.